So, based on my experience, if I meet a kid who is lacking confidence, first of all, I remember that this kid is totally able to have confidence. They were born and then they were crawling and then they were walking, right? If this kid is walking, then I know this kid was born with confidence. And so, at some point in his or her life, they've lost that confidence, and it could be from some kind of neglect, it could be from a negative role model, it could be from bullying, it could be from any kind of negative talk that was reinforced or negative thoughts that were reinforced. And so nobody's perfect. No kid is raised up perfectly, right? There's all kinds of things that happen. It could have been one instance, and then it, depending on how much trauma or how much negative uh, situations this kid has been through, it might be like this to become confident. It might just be unlocked by one positive role model, one positive experience, um, or a consistent level of like confidence boosting activities. It might not be a big deal, but for some kids, it might take some work. So what I want to talk about is just three things that you can do to increase the confidence in your child. So first of all, I would say you need to believe within yourself as a parent, and you need to communicate to your child that every person is born with zero skill, right? So in martial arts, nobody's born to do a perfect front kick. There's nobody. So I will always be telling stories to my kids like, "Hey, I wasn't good at this when I was little," and then they're like, "What? Dad, you weren't able to do that?" "No, I was terrible at skateboarding. I was terrible at basketball." And so they love to hear those stories about how you failed and you weren't any good and you felt miserable, but now look at you. So that's that's key. Teaching them that you're born with no skill. Okay. Um, and if they are in that position and you want to prove to them that they can get good at something, because that's you want to inspire that growth mindset, then you can set a small kind of goal with them, track the progress, and then really celebrate when they win. That's what's beautiful about the martial arts. They have the boards that they break and the stripes they get on their belt, and it's relatively easy in the beginning, so it kind of builds their confidence, right? Okay, the second thing is that as a parent or as an instructor or whoever you are, you need to understand that every child is born with infinite value, meaning there's no price that you wouldn't pay to save that kid's life, right? And you need to communicate this to your child. So it's telling them that they're loved and affirming them and saying positive things to them. If you make a mistake, I've done this where I would yell at my kids or say something harsh. You got to come back and restore that relationship. You got to ask for forgiveness. You got to admit when you make mistakes to let them really know. Don't let anything go unsaid. Don't let them grow up thinking, I'm not loved and my dad was never proud of me. Make sure you're telling them those things, and tell them, there's nothing you can do that would make me love you any less. And there's nothing you could do to make me love you any more. Because some of us parents are perfectionists, right? We really want our kid to be perfect. I'm like that. And I had to sometimes just say to my kids, hey, I don't expect you to be perfect. It's okay. But I want what's best for you and I love you. And no matter what, I'll love you. Okay. They're of infinite value. Don't forget that. The third one is that you need to understand that confidence is contagious. If you're not confident as a parent, they're going to have to learn confidence from somebody else. They're going to have to model somebody else. So the adults that they're around, the teachers that they have, and the extended family that they have, it's really important that if you're around confident people, you can praise, you can the qualities in others that you like and you would like for your child to have. You talk about it with the child. Wow, did you notice a difference in that person? Weren't they so? Did you notice? Wow, they were really confident. They were able to do this or that. And confidence really comes. We didn't really touch on this, but confidence comes from gaining skills, right? So if you're terrible at everything, you have no confidence. When I was in high school, nerds were made fun of. Now that they found out, oh, computers and programming and all this stuff, and or whatever the nerds were into is actually making them money, and it's a valuable skill. All of a sudden, nerds are cool, right? So it doesn't matter what your skill is in. It just so happens I really believe that martial arts is a great skill for kids because it does involve character building and strength training and coordination and a lot of physical things. And I think for kids, a physical skill really into their social settings. So, so going back, so the third thing is teaching the kid that about confidence through modeling. So really be careful who you allow to be around your child, especially for long periods of time. Like, go meet the teacher, meet their coaches, meet their instructors, and even better, be one of them. Be one of their coaches, be one of their teachers. Especially if you're a confident person, that's going to rub off on your kid, and that's the best thing you can do. So all in all, guys, just remember that kids are born with confidence and a worldview and a belief system that strengthens that idea is going to be beneficial. So praise your child and really just create wins for them early on. Just know that it's going to get harder over time. You're going to want to challenge them more and more over time. Otherwise, it's like everyone gets a trophy. But in the beginning, that's okay. I really think that's okay in the beginning to get their belief in themselves. And then you tell them, okay, you're ready for a challenge now. And what I see is, once kids are 5 or 6, they're ready for a challenge. So don't just feed them. Don't think that giving them everything easy is going to build their confidence. At some point, you're going to need to challenge them. So that's what we do here, and that's what I hope you'll keep doing at home. Build that confidence in your child and tell them that you love them. See you guys.